What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with the third episode in this mini-series of what I ate in a day to get back on track. Like in my last two videos, I'm using the MyFitnessPal app to pre-plan my meals to a 1,200 calorie a day plan, and I'll be sharing the calorie and macro info at the start and end of each meal. I've actually been really enjoying sharing recipes in this format. If you're liking it too, drop me a like or a comment down below to let me know what you think. I'm also trying to tone up, so I'll share a snippet and the link to a workout video I've been enjoying this week in case you're also interested. Okay, so here is what I ate in a day while getting back on track. For breakfast, I had this homemade banana bread that was delicious and 176 calories per serve. I had this with a navel orange and a Nespresso latte, and altogether this came to 291 calories. In terms of macros, these had 3 grams of protein, 49 grams of carbohydrates, and 10 grams of fat. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this banana bread. It was moist and dense, and I feel like it's a satisfying size per serve for only 176 calories. I hate it when you have a recipe where it's advertised as being low calorie, but the serving size is so small that it's like, you're definitely not going to have just one piece. That is definitely not the case with this banana bread. I feel like it was a sizable, satisfying piece per serve. I won't share the recipe in this video because I want to make it again to kind of finalize the recipe, and I also want to post it as a separate video so it's easy to find and reference back to. This is definitely a recipe I'll be making again and again, so I'll try to film and edit that in the next couple of days to share with you guys. So get your bananas ready, the riper the better. Like I mentioned, I had a slice of this banana bread with a navel orange and a Nespresso latte, which as usual I make with 1/3 cup of oat milk. This was a filling and really satisfying breakfast that again came to less than 300 calories in total. For lunch, I made my low-fat creamy pasta with mushrooms and spinach, and this was 379 calories, 15 grams of protein, 61 grams of carbohydrates, and 8 grams of fat in total. I bought this massive cauliflower and I decided to use half for lunch and the other half for dinner. So I've divided it out and kept the other half for later. I actually have the recipe up on my channel as a separate video that you can check out, which also shares the health benefits of the ingredients, but you can also follow along with me here. I just cut all of the cauliflower into rough florets. Then in a big pot, I covered the bottom with a shallow amount of hot water and add in some chicken stock. You could use any stock of your choice as well. I just happen to have only the powder type at home. Using stock is the only change I made from the recipe video, and I think it adds so much flavor. Add in the florets. The liquid won't cover the cauliflower, but that's okay. Cover the pot and allow it to steam for about 10 to 15 minutes until the cauliflower is tender and can be broken apart with a fork. At the same time, I've put some pasta on to boil. Once the cauliflower is cooked, I'm blitzing it up with an immersion blender until it's a nice, smooth, and creamy sauce. Then, in a smaller pan, I'm just cooking down some sliced mushrooms and spinach leaves in a teaspoon of olive oil. Add the mushrooms and spinach to the sauce and mix it all up. I've used half a head of cauliflower to make 4 serves of sauce and added the equivalent of 25 grams of mushrooms and 25 grams of spinach per serve. I top this onto a plate of 1 serve of pasta. For the spiral pasta that I had, the serving size is 62.5 grams of pasta per serve. Then I topped it with 25 grams of mozzarella cheese that I've weighed out. It's become cold again in Melbourne this week, so this was a super satisfying and warming meal that again came to 379 calories in total. In the afternoon, I wasn't too hungry because lunch was pretty filling, so I just made a chai latte as an afternoon drink. I really like this dandy chai blend. It doesn't have that artificial vanilla flavor that some chai teas have. I'm just steeping a tea bag in hot water and preparing 1/3 cup of frothed oat milk. I added in 1 teaspoon of stevia to sweeten my tea and topped it off with my milk. This drink was only 39 calories in total. I try to work out twice a week. Sometimes the second session doesn't happen, but I definitely get an exercise session in on Sundays because I have a weekly group workout session with some close friends. I really like the videos from Pop Sugar Fitness, especially the ones with this instructor. I think his name is Jake, because he's so funny and so relatable, it just takes your mind off of the actual exercise. I'll link the workout I did this week in the cards in the top right in case you wanted to try it out too. So if you're also trying to exercise regularly, get some friends together and set up a weekly date, I definitely find that this helps me stay accountable, and I really just enjoy just chatting and catching up with friends after the workout too. For dinner, I had this tomato-based chicken stew with cauliflower mash. This meal was 279 calories, 20 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbohydrates, and 14 grams of fat. This is a super easy chicken stew I made using my all-in-one cooker, and it's done in 30 minutes. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you could also cook it on the stove, but you'll have to let it stew for longer to get the flavors out. First, I cut up 3 medium carrots. I like to cut them up chunky when I'm putting them into stews. Then I'm just dicing up half a medium brown onion, Then I cut up 6 skinless chicken thighs into kind of bite-sized chunks, and I remove any excess fat that may be left on the meat. Once done, I'm sprinkling on 1 tablespoon of plain flour and mixing it all up to coat the chicken. Putting my cooker onto high saute mode, I add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil and begin to saute the diced onion. I also add in the equivalent of 2 cloves of minced garlic. I use the bottled version because it's just so convenient. Once the onion and garlic are fragrant, I add in the cut up chicken and just start lightly browning the chicken. I chuck in all of the carrots and mix it all up. Then I add in 1 800-gram can of peeled tomatoes and again mix it all up, and using the spatula, break up the tomatoes into rough chunks. Then I pour in half a cup of water and some powdered chicken stock. You can also just substitute with half a cup of liquid stock if you have it on hand. Then I sprinkle in a bunch of dried mixed herbs. Season with some salt and pepper and mix it all up. Then it's ready to be cooked. I twist on the lid, put on the safety lock, and select the poultry option in the pressure cooker menu and put it on for 12 minutes. While the pressure cooker is doing its thing, I grab out the other half of my cauliflower head and cut it into rough florets. I'm making cauliflower mash, which is super easy to make, and I feel like it's also a great low-calorie substitute for mashed potatoes. It's really similar to making my cauliflower cream sauce, except instead of steaming it in stock, I just use plain water. Once it's been cooked until it's fork tender, I add in half a cup of oat milk and just splits it all up. Then I season it with salt and pepper to taste. Once the stew and the cauliflower was all done, I was pretty hungry, so I dished out half of the cauliflower mash onto my plate. The chicken stew recipe is for 6 portions, so I just added 1 portion size for my dinner. And I topped it off with 5 olives, which I cut in half. This was a really quick and warming dinner, which again was a total of 279 calories. For dessert, I made this strawberry yogurt crumble bowl, which was super yummy, and this was 214 calories. I just took one of these digestive biscuits. Is it McVitie's or McVitie's? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyways, I break it into 2 pieces. I was trying for half, but I didn't quite get it in half in this case. And I crumbled the bigger piece into my bowl. Then I sliced up 6 strawberries. Really, you could just dump it all into the bowl, but I kind of like to make it look a little nice, so I added 4 of the strawberries at the bottom and saved the other 2 to top it off with. Then I'm using this Gippsland natural yogurt. This is my favorite yogurt. It got the description right because it really is so smooth and creamy. The package says 1 serve is 80 grams, so I added 80 grams of yogurt to my bowl. Then I topped it off with the remaining strawberries and crumbled the last bit of the biscuit on top. And this was a delicious dessert to end the day with, and again, this was a total of 214 calories. Now let's go through a summary of my full day of eating. I had a total of 1,200 calories that day, which was spot on for my daily goal. In terms of meal distribution, I had a slightly heavier lunch compared to my breakfast and dinner. In terms of macros, I leaned towards my bias, which is carbs, and I had a little more carbs than recommended and a little less protein. But that's okay. I think this generally balances out over a couple of days worth of eating. In terms of nutrients, it shows that I was a little lacking in protein in this screen too, and I also had a little more sugar than was recommended. My sodium here is probably understated because I don't measure how much salt I put in when I'm seasoning my cooking. I had lots of vitamin A and C, and while I nearly hit my calcium goal, I was a little low on iron. Overall, I think this was an okay day of eating. I do take a daily multivitamin, but I think next time I'll try to incorporate more foods with iron in it. Alright, so that was another what I ate in a day while getting back on track. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe because it really helps to support my channel. And I'll be back next week with another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!